Hey everybody, welcome to the NFR edition of the Score podcast. We've got these coming to you every single night after the go-round. This episode is always brought to you by our partners at Resistol, at Soft Ride Equine Comfort Boots, at Fastback Ropes, and at CSI Saddle Pads, because these people have been our partners for years, making sure that we can bring you the coverage that you want to hear from the Thomas and Mack, or I guess last year was Globe Life Field. So these people, the CSI Saddle Pads, Soft Ride Boots, Fastback Ropes, and Resistol hats, they have been our longtime partners. They have got presence here in Vegas. They are people that are counted on by the people that we talk to, that we work with, by the recreational team roper, by our whole community, and we are so grateful for them. So again, these episodes, CSI Saddle Pads, Fastback Ropes, Soft Ride Equine Comfort Boots, and Resistol hats. This is Chelsea Schaefer, and this is Season 4 of The Score. You all have listened to this podcast 750,000 times, and we are here in Season 4 to bring you even more of what you love.
Holy cow, Chelsea. Round 8 was a good one to watch.
Yeah, and it's teeing up. Round 8 was so good. It's teeing up for round 9, which, that is the night that the records fall usually. And I think if we've seen anything these last couple nights, is that round 9 could be absolutely explosive. But before we talk about that, we're going to talk about round 8.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. No, we're not going to rush through this. Okay, so today's guests are Clay Smith and Jade Corkill. They were 3-7. They won round 8. Very cool run. Very cool. But, the story is that Clay Smith was back on Marty, his great gelding. So we were so excited. That's the horse he won 2 world titles on. It was really, really fun to watch Marty go in this building again. So, and of course, Jade talks about Champ, his horse that was out with major injury after the American. He got him back. So it's a pretty cool gray gelding comeback story that these guys have. They are now 3rd and 2nd in the world, respectively. They're 5th in the average, and, they just gave themselves a pretty nice chance, so it was fun to watch.
And second place tonight was Caleb Driggers and Junior Nogueira with a 3.9, and that moved them each back to first in the world. And I shouldn't say each. Junior's been continually kind of leading the healing standings, and now Caleb moved himself back into the number 1 spot in the heading. So 2 rounds, it's going to really tell there.
Yeah, I'm writing so if you, just how this podcast works, we sit down, we interview the guys as soon as they win the round, and then we use the podcast to our story that we run on teamropingjournal.com. So my headline that I just wrote while we were trying to get ready is Marty's triumphant return. Corkill and Smith win round 8 and set up a showdown in rounds 9 and 10, and that is what it is going to be. Because, of course, all year you talk about Clay Smith, Jade Corkill, you talk about Caleb Driggers and Junior Nogueira, Dustin Esquiza and Travis Graves. Those guys are always in the conversation about the world standings, but now we get to add some names to the conversation because we've got Ren Richard and Jeremy Bueller. They got a leg tonight, but they are 3rd in the average. They've won $97,000 so far. They're 6th in the world. They could be some movers and shakers at this point.
Yeah, it's... You can't just look at it and be like, oh, yeah, these guys are going to win it. No, but there's a lot that can happen in these next 2 rounds after round 8.
Yep. And I don't know if, I'm sure there's we did words for a living for a reason. I'm not a math person. But Andrew Ward and Buddy Hawkins, they were 4-3 again tonight. They're 1st in the average. They're 42-7 on 8. They've only won $46,000 a man this week. They've got about $115,001 on the year. They're 12th and 13th in the world. But, it is the story of the week that they are on track to beat Jake and Clay's average record.
Yeah, it's... There's a lot of fun, watching, stressful watching.
It was stressful watching. Yeah, it was stressful watching. I actually didn't watch Andrew and Buddy's until you told me good. Yeah. You made some sort of positive exclamation at the end of the run, and I looked up to see it and watch the replay because I was too nervous.
I was nervous for him. I was nervous to even watch, but I had to. Someone had to.
If you're a team roping fan and you're not having fun at this point of the week, I don't know, maybe choose golf or something, because this is a lot. This is a lot of fun. There's a lot of stories. There's horse stories. There's stories about the ropers. There's comeback stories. It's a blast, and I'm glad everybody's here with us on the score. And today, like I said, we've got Clay Smith and Jade Corkill on the episode, and that's about what we've got today. Yeah, so enjoy. Thanks, everybody. I already wrote my headline, and it says Marty's triumphant return. Tell me that. I mean, that's the story. What's Marty doing?
It probably wouldn't have mattered either horse I was on. Just me making a mistake earlier in the week. Kind of knew we was going to need to be a little faster, and thought we could have clocked a little faster on Marty.
Before the rodeo, Amy Wilson came in here and said, "Hey, why is Clay not riding the gray?" And I said, "Man, I think he's just got some age to him. He's been in this building a lot, and Boogie's another good option." Why weren't you on Marty to begin with? Was I wrong? You can say
he's.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. No, he's done good for me out here. I really thought this was maybe the right mix I started off on, and just you know how it is. Sometimes it goes good and you stay hooked, and if something happens, you got something else. I've been pretty fortunate to have 2 or 3 different options to ride, at several different setups. And I thought starting off on Boogie was good. He did perfect for me this week. We thought, right here at the end, we need to be fast, and Marty's dialed in to go fast. And either one of the horses, like I said, it probably wouldn't have mattered which horse I was on tonight to win the round. So.
That's awesome. Tell me, when you got that steer, what did you know about him, and what were you thinking? That it didn't matter what steer you had either?
No, there's a lot of good steers in here. I mean, every night we had a steer. Me and Jade talked about it, and we say we got a good steer. I mean, there hadn't been one time we thought we had a bad one, and so. But tonight we knew this steer was maybe a little slower, and I knew he was hard to heel, but I'm not really concerned with that. He's going to catch him, so all I got to do is turn him.
Yeah, Jade, how did it look from your angle?
It was actually, I thought I was a little bit late from the start. Like, I don't know, my horse didn't really hear the gate, and I kind of took me a second to get going. So I kind of hit panic mode for just a second, but then it ended up kind of worked out better, because when he had it on him so fast, the steer kind of checked up, and I kind of ended up getting there right about the right time. But I could kind of tell by how he was checking off that he might not just hop perfect, and I was just thinking, make sure I had both legs caught before I did anything else, and it ended up working out.
It's going to shape up really fun the next couple nights. Have you been in this epic of a race? I'm trying to remember. I feel like when you and Clay won it one year.
Yeah, I feel like maybe 2013 it got down to, there was like, going into the last night, there was 5 or 6 or 4 maybe teams that for sure had a legit shot at it, and it's kind of the same way this time. And we can't really do much about what those guys do, and this is the fun part, I guess. I'm just on the last day. If you have a chance, that's really all you can ask for. So as long as we have that, I'm good with it.
And I don't assume everybody reads every word we've ever written, but I would like to, but they don't. So Champ was out. You thought 6 months ago you thought you might not be able to ride him ever again.
He's probably the toughest horse I've ever had, because the week before I headed out here, he rolled in his pin or something. He actually chipped a bone in his right front and off his sesamoid bone that he's dealing with this week. But Marty Tanner's been taking care of him every day, and he just keeps firing, so we're going to keep going.
And Marty feels good physically. He's how old? Guesstimate at how old he is this year?
He'd be 15, I guess.
15. And that's the horse you won, obviously, the first 2 world titles, so that's an outstanding horse. And do you have Huey here, too?
I have Huey, yeah.
No plans to change anything?
As long as I'm just going to stick with what I'm doing right now. He's doing good, and unless he gets real sore for something these next 2, but surely he can handle 2 more.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you guys watch that round at all? What did you think of the round as a whole, other than you guys were dirty fast?
It ended up, like you said, like the teams that were kind of, 4 teams ahead of us in the average, they all caught. So everybody's still holding strong as of now. So we're just going to try to keep winning.
You guys are team roping fans. It's got to be pretty cool. I don't remember. We were talking about it today, Kendra and I, when the last time somebody was this far into the rodeo, this close to break Jake and Clay's average record. Have you ever been this close at this point of the game?
I've only done good in the average really one time here, and I don't ever really remember them. I guess Nick and Colin, maybe 2009, they had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Colin got a leg, and they ended up, I think they were 59 or 60,
Really?
something like that, just a little bit too long. But other than that, I don't really remember anybody even having a good shot at it, really.
I don't think we hardly, usually by like round 5, we give up on that talking point altogether. It'll be cool. I was rooting for him tonight just for that purpose. That history is pretty cool to think about. But I'm sure.
I'm going to say they do it, probably.
Yeah? You think so, Clay?
Yeah, I think if there's a team that would do it, I think Andrew and Buddy would do it.
Yeah.
Because they were, I thought they said they had 6.9 to average the next 3, and they were 4-3 tonight. So I'm going to say there's a good chance of it.
Oh man, that's exciting and fun. But not to talk about somebody else when you guys.
No, that's fine.
You guys just won the round.
That's
but,
pretty cool. That's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, congrats, guys. Have fun.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.